This is exactly what a cheap gi looks like after a year of training. The stitches are coming apart at some stress points. The lapel is soft as a wet towel. It's basically not holding very much together anymore. And even some stress points are starting to let go. But that's what you can expect when you buy a gi on the cheaper side. It comes with compromises. And it's not the sort of stuff you're going to be able to see on a product picture when you look at a website. If we start from the jacket, you're going to want pearl weave. It's the gold standard for a reason. It's a very strong and light weave at the same time. It's strong enough for grip fighting and it's light enough to let you move freely. Then you're going to want to check the GSM, which is basically the density of the fabric. Anywhere between 400 to 500 is perfect. It's the sweet spot. The best-selling gis are pretty much all around that area, and there's a good reason for it. It's a good balance. Now, the pants are where companies are going to cheap out most of the time. It's where they're going to try to cut costs. And unfortunately, at the knees and the crotch area and where those seams meet is usually where your pants are going to end up failing you. These here are 10-ounce ripstop pants. These are the ones I would go for if I were you. The pattern in the fabric, the squares, or sometimes they make it into diamonds, are gonna stop the tears from growing, basically, which makes those pairs of pants much more durable than twill or canvas. Stitching is usually not something we're gonna look at right away, but it's really important in a gi. It's what holds everything together. If you don't have reinforced stitchings, that's either double or even triple row stitching, and reinforcements in the areas like the under the arms and the knees, then it's probably an afterthought from the brand, and you're probably going to want to stay away because these gis are not going to last you a very long time. You want those reinforcements and you want those double stitchings at the very least. The lapel is the part that everyone grabs. It's the collar of your jacket, basically. You're going to want something that specifically says EVA foam or some kind of rubber insert. These are going to give rigidity and they're going to make it less obvious for your adversary to grab your collar. If you got cheap cotton-filled lapels, it'll end up bunching up together, becoming very flimsy and like a wet towel, basically. And it's going to be very, very easy to grip your collar and never let go, basically. When it comes to this age-old question of cotton versus blends, there's really no right or wrong answer. It really depends what you're looking for. And if you're looking for something that's a little bit easier to break in, that's IBJJF compliant, and that will just feel a little bit more premium, you're gonna wanna go with that 100% cotton. But be aware, it comes with its drawback. When it's wet, it tends to be a little bit heavier, it doesn't dry as fast, and it shrinks a lot more than the blends. The blends, on the contrary, tend to be much more durable. They'll hold their shape much longer, they'll dry faster, and they won't shrink as much. So it really depends what you're looking for. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is the sizing. The very least reliable thing you can look at when you're looking at sizing is that tag. Of course, every brand uses the same method. For adults, it goes from A0 to A5. The best thing I can recommend is actually going to the brand and looking at the charts. Now, you're gonna ideally want to find brands that give you dimensions of their actual gi sizing. So wingspan, length, the length of the pants, the hems, all these important dimensions that you can measure on your actual body and make sure that the gi will fit you when it arrives. Of course, there's this reality when we're buying clothes online. There's always this danger in the back of our mind that it's not going to fit. So make sure that whoever you're buying from actually has a free return policy, so it makes it easier for you to change the size to what you actually need. I break every one of these down in this video right here with the gi in my hand, and I give you much more details in that video if you're interested. Link is going to be right above, and I'll put it down in the comments at the same time. This is basically the exact formula that we followed for our own Heritage Gi, which is a training gi that's built to last, because here at Stonebelt, we believe in making gear that's made for the long game, because that's what Jiu-Jitsu is all about.